King of Wands. You bet your ass you're about to get moving on something. But let's see. So Temperance, you may have found that, you've been trying to do stuff, push ahead with things, make things happen. And maybe it hasn't been, because this can be a card of patience. Why do we need patience when Temperance comes up? Because we're not getting the traction that we need. It is one of those cards that it says, hang on a second, stop for a moment. Let's look at all areas of our life. Is there a balanced approach going on? Are we working too hard? Are we playing too hard? It encourages balance, but balance through what's there. What does that mean? It means a lot of the times when we want balance, we start looking for, if I had more money, that would balance me. If I had that love, that would balance me. That's not what Temperance says. Temperance says with what's there right now. And I'm going to say this to you. It's Monday the 7th of October as I record this. And a lot of the messages, I've done client reads today. I've done Libra Season Challenge. There's been this kind of extreme focus on what's going on right now. What's going on right now? Forget what's happened. Forget what you want to happen. What's going on right now? Because how we create, you hear me say this, the future position is the most bullshit position in the spread, because we can change that. We can change that, right? So I kind of feel like this has been taking stock of where you are now. Why is that? Have you been, how do I want to put this? I'm getting this thing about colouring in the lines right now. That's a bad thing. We don't want to colour outside of the lines when we're colouring in our books when we're kids. I'm kind of getting that inner child thing coming up because of that Page of Cups. But what's the rule book? Where's the shoulds? Have you been doing a lot of the shoulds? Traditional stuff. Like, why am I saying that? Because you've got the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is doing what's always been done, the prescribed path. This is how we do this. It can be the rules of your religious institute, or if you're part of a university or a company, or your family's rules or society's rules. But this is being bound by the way things have always been done. So maybe it's asking you to look at, well, this is how we've always done things, but is it time to shake shit up and do it in a different way? And I am getting that big time, excuse me, in your reading, excuse me, because of this. The Four of Coins and the Four of Pentacles coming up as a past energy. I'm going to say this to you, and it's usually the kind of message that pisses people off, which you're welcome if that is what it does. The Four of Pentacles coming up here. This is playing it safe. And you've had to. I'm not saying that you've done it out of, because you're stupid or because of whatever. So we have to play it safe sometimes. The Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles talks about we only have a little bit. He only has 4 coins. If I gave you 4 gold coins and that's all you had, you're not just going to leave them lying around. You're not just going to, flick them around and do whatever. You're going to keep them safe. You're going to hold on to them. And that's what the guy does. But to get more, if you've only got those 4 coins, then there's this kind of message of, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Whenever we get 4s in a reading, it says, great foundation. You built a foundation now, but we can't keep doing it the same way, which is the opposite of what the Hierophant says. The Hierophant says, no, this is how it's always been done. This is how we're going to do it. But this is, if you keep doing it the way it's always been done, there isn't any growth. It keeps you within that comfort zone. And that's, it's one of those things that it's not good or bad. Because when you've only got a little bit, like say, for example, I was tight on cash, whatever, in October, then that would be a message of not overspending, not extending myself financially. So it does make sense. It's not a negative card. But then sometimes we get to the point where, say I've been living on a budget, not overextending, not doing whatever, but now it calls for, I'm going to grow my business. So maybe I need to invest in some new tarot cards or, whatever, a new camera or a new mic or something. And then I'm still playing it safe because then I'm like, no, but I need to hold on. But it's like, well, if you want more now, then there's that kind of risk. It is a risk of you need to take yourself out of that. So that's a very mundane, literal interpretation of the Four of Pentacles. But at its core, it talks about things that are of value to you. You know what's of value to you. And sometimes there's a time to overextend, to, risk it all, to try to get more. Because that's his thing. If he holds on to what he has, he won't lose it. He won't lose it. But he cannot have more. Traditionally, in the Four of Pentacles, he's got one on his head, one to his chest, two under his feet. Where would he put a fifth or a sixth or a seventh pentacle? Where would he put it? He's got nowhere to put it. So he must, he must invest it or spend it or do something with it to get more. And I kind of feel like you're aware of this, very much aware of this. For some of you, this is a very spiritual reading. I know it sounds bizarre to say that, but it may be that, your physical reality around you, before people have their, for want of a better word, like their awakening, or when they go into that, the focus is on the physical reality, which is the Four of Pentacles. That's Pentacles anyway. Earth energy is about focusing on our physical reality. And so that's all we see. Any kind of spirituality is of the spirit. When we realize we're more than just a physical body here with all the physical stuff, right? We realize we're more than that. Now, for some people, that might have been through religion. That Hierophant can indicate organized religion, but it's what we have faith in. What we have faith in. Now, what Temperance reminds us, and have a look here. Do you see that? There's red and there's blue coming out of the cups. How do we restore this balance? How do we bring peace and harmony and all of that wonderful stuff into our life? Excuse me. How do we do that? Well, the red for me represents passion and creativity's action, right? And the blue is water, intuition, emotion. And, you can have all the positive emotion and feeling in the world. If you're not doing anything about it, there's no balance there. You're not going to be able to create anything out of that with Temperance. And on the other hand, you could be doing everything, like working like a dog, like going nuts. But if you don't feel it, if you can't find the love in what you're doing, what are you going to create out of that? That's going to cause an imbalance. So Temperance is very much about restoring balance into a situation. But it's going to be through something brand new. I'm going to say that. Breaking with some kind of tradition. Now that might be that, so I said the spiritual path here. The reason I went in the spiritual direction is the Knight of Swords here at the heart of the reading. And that's what everything revolves around. The Knight of Swords takes action based on his beliefs. Not based on what the physical reality is. Not based on what he's been told. This is how we always do things. He can be the kind of iconoclast, right? He believes that, no, this is how I don't believe that. I believe this. I have faith in this. Or this is the banner under which I fight. Like, he's very much that. He goes forward and speaks his truth from that place. So communication is key. That is Gemini. That is purely Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign. That's the knights are the mutable signs. And swords are air. So that's your card that's coming up there specifically. And it is about the movement that happens now. And I feel like you're ready. You're ready to act on this. You're ready to move forward on this. But it must be based on what you believe and not what other people. And, that's not a Gemini thing anyway. You guys are big on that, on the information, what you believe. A lot of my friends are Geminis. I have a lot of Geminis in my life. And a lot of them, they don't believe in tarot. They don't believe in astrology. They don't believe in that kind of stuff, which is great. But that doesn't mean that we can't be friends, because at our core, we're the same. I like those kind of people that are able to talk about things and not be judgmental. They're able to take information and consider it and, okay, that's your truth. Okay, this is my truth. That's the highest vibration of the Knight of Swords. He knows what his truth is and he takes action based on his beliefs. So what do you believe? What do you have faith in? That seems to be coming up for, what do I want to say here? It's like we're really looking at it. And I guess it's also, if you've got a spiritual practice, is it a part of your day to day? Is it something that, you might, for an hour a week or whatever, watch these videos and be like, oh yeah, I'm a spiritual being. But the rest of the time you're kind of being conditioned and going with this kind of energy. It's very stuck. That's going to be very frustrating for Gemini. You guys don't like that. You're very good at, with loads of things coming in. Let's go. No matter what, even if I make the Gemini video, the shortest video, I don't do it consciously, it just happens that way. They will say, oh, you're taking too long. You keep saying the same thing. Just quickly. It's like, quick. Give it to me quick. That is the Knight of Swords. That's Mercury. That's Mercury, your ruler, right? But, so this is taking action based on what you believe. I want to get one for the Knight of Swords. Because, yeah, the focus is on you and what you're doing. But in what sense? All right. Seven of Wands, it's standing your ground. And, you know, there is this kind of element, you know, of the Crusaders coming in. If you look at the way he's dressed and look at him, is it worth the fight? Is it worth defending? That's what the Seven of Wands asks you. And you could be dealing with a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things coming at you. What's going to help you and help you keep your focus is this in line with what I believe? Is this in line with my truth? Am I communicating where I am? Because this can get very defensive. And, you know, with the Four of Coins here, this might have been like no conversation. It's general, so take it as you will. It can apply. If there's someone very central to your story, it may apply to them. Someone that you're dealing with. The message is still for you if you're watching this. But it's almost, you know, Hierophant's also commitment. It's also commitment. So there's a big question mark over whether this is in line with what you believe. No matter what you've been told, no matter who told you this, no matter what the rules of that company are. Is it in line with what you believe? Have you been playing it safe? Because remember when I said this is very kind of stops, this is standstill. This is standstill energy. And yet now we're moving forward. We're moving forward. No more. If it kind of feels oppressive almost with that Seven of Wands there. Because why is Gemini feeling this urge to get up, stand up and say, no, this is my truth. I'm not doing that. That's not where I am. You have movement there with that Knight of Swords, but you have movement here in the present with the Chariot as well. Which, trust me, this is much needed after this. This was kind of playing it safe, whether that was out of your choice or whether your circumstances limited what you could do in that situation last week, last month, last year. That's just the foundation. Now we're moving on from that. This is where we get that traction. This is where we start moving forward. The Chariot is a card. It's a card of self-control. That's what it comes down to. You know, it's lots of ways we can move forward on this, because think about the card that comes before this is the Lovers. So we know what we love, right? We know what we want. We know what our heart's calling us to. And the Chariot that's why the Lovers isn't a true head or heart decision. It's the heart picking what it wants and the head coming on board. Then the two together move forward. And the Lovers is your card, Gemini, right? Then we move forward on this. When we've decided by bringing the two together, it's not a head versus heart. They call the Lovers, not the thinkers. So first we decide what we love, then we move on it. But, I mean, the example, the Chariot can refer to where you have this idea of, I want to be healthier and, you know, whatever. Then the Chariot is the exercise. It's the diet. It's the routine. It's the self-control, right? Balance, head and heart. The plan that you have with honoring yourself with your heart. And there's some of that coming in, because remember I got that with the cups. There's a balance that is needed here. Maybe your focus has been too much on one thing, like all work and no play. I would say all play but no work. There isn't any of that coming in, and you would not get the King of Wands as your advice if it had been all play and no work. With the Chariot coming up as well, it's self-control and it's determination. It's keeping eyes on the prize. I'm going to go forward for this, and it's movement. Now this can indicate literal travel, but it's almost taking stock. I mean, that's the key thing here. Taking stock of where, do you not have faith in what you're doing anymore? Some things become very stuck, and October feels like where it shakes loose and you start moving forward on that. Wow. All right. I love it. So the Star it is also a very spiritual card. I'm telling you, for some of you, this is about your spiritual journey. And October is a big turning point for you. But I mean, think about that. When we have changes in what we believe, our belief system and who we are and all the rest of that, it's going to have a knock-on effect, you know, as above, so below, as within, so without. When we start getting to that place of, I'm certain of this, I believe this, I have faith in this, this is what I prescribe to, this is what I commit to, it changes everything. That's when we have the courage to kind of get in the Chariot and go for it, right? And look at the major arcanas coming out. I don't think the others got as many. You guys got 2 as you came in with this. The significance of major arcana for me, and you got 2 there, and you got these 2 as well. So big. That's our larger journey. The minor arcanas are more, you know, our day-to-day, what we're deciding, our own choices. We always have a choice, even when the major arcana comes up. But it's kind of an external and it's external, and it affects our larger journey, the bigger picture of where we are. And with the Star coming up, this is the hope that comes from a new beginning. The hope that comes from a new beginning. So whatever you have been doing, I see a departure from that. That doesn't mean I'm not seeing endings here. I just feel like it's been stuck and you bring a different energy to it. With the star, it's the major arcana version of the Nine of Cups, the wish card. So it's picking what you wish. What is my destiny? What is my path forward? Really going for it. Some of you may have been resisting that, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a job, because you didn't know. You know, it's that kind of, you might have had that question of, what is my life's purpose? What did I come here to do? You know, is this it? Is this what life is? Some of you may have been experiencing that in the build up to this month. But trust me on this, when you get the Chariot and the Star, this is first you pick that direction. And if you've been watching the Libra Season Challenge, we talked about this a few days ago, from when I'm recording this. I don't remember which day it was, but it was the card that was around leadership. And it talked about the North Star. The North Star, right? And it guides us. That's the significance of the star. When you pick your star, wish upon a star, right? When you pick your star, that's what guides you. That's eyes on the prize. Then you're going to know what steps to take. But if you don't know what you're doing, if your focus is on holding on to what you have, which that's Four of Pentacles, there won't be any movement. There won't be. But like I said, there are times in life when we need to do that. But that's coming up in the past here. Now it's about what's the dream, what's the wish. And then we're loyal to that and we start following that. And at this point, it's about the hope. The hope that anywhere but here, anything's going to be better than this. Let me dream as big. And that is dreaming big, massive. And it may be with the Knight of Swords coming up here and the Seven of Wands that when people hear this, it's kind of almost Hanged Man I'm feeling here. Where when people hear when you're like, oh, I'm going to be doing this, or I'm going to be with this person, or I'm changing jobs to do this. And they look at you and think, are you nuts? Things are okay. Like, you know, you're okay where you are. And it's like, I don't want okay. I want to go big. I want movement. I want to pursue my dreams. I want to throw myself into this. It's kind of got that kind of a feeling. But it's very much, I mean, the present is the main energy for the month. And the present is the point of power. This is that. It's start picking that wish. And then you start making moves towards it. What changes do you need to make? Maybe you want to start a business or something, right? And then it's like, okay, so maybe I need a routine now of, I can't leave my job because I need the money, but I can maybe devote some of my weekend to the new business, or I'll wake up an hour earlier every morning and do something. Do you see what I mean? It's that. It starts coming into focus of where you're going, what you're doing. Now, what I find really interesting here is that the Page of Cups comes after this energy, not before. Now, I'll tell you why. Because when that Page of Cups comes up, that makes it much easier. If the Page of Cups had come up first, this is where you know how you feel. You have this budding emotion, and it's something that you want to express. You want to explore that. This is the inner child. And this Page of Cups first would have showed you where you want to go. What it is that you love, right? But it didn't come up there. It came up afterwards in the future, which is what you're headed towards. These are both present-based energies. This one advises us how to get there. This one, this is the present. So obviously it comes before the future. And the thing is here, it's movement. It's saying that you can't stay there. So if you're looking for your star, if you're looking for this new beginning, if you're looking for your life's purpose or whatever, if you've not found it where you are, then it's not going to be there, right? Then I would say take one step forward or sideways or wherever, but move, just move towards something. Get new data in. That's a very Gemini thing. Like, get some more information. Let's add some more data to this, and then it might change the equation, and then we'll come up with a different result. But that's what it feels like. There's movement. You feel like you've been stuck for too long in a situation. And I think it's because you haven't had a wish or a dream, or if you have, because the dark side of the star, all the cards have a negative or lower vibration, right? The lower vibration of the stars, when you look up at that star and you say, it's too far away. I'm never going to reach it. I'm never going to get there. So you have it there and you long for it, but you just don't move towards it because you think, screw it. But the star's only ever meant to guide us on our path. We follow that North Star as guidance. That's the direction to go in. So even if you have a general idea and you don't have the full kind of works around this, it's about moving in that direction. And with the Page of Cups here, this is the inner child. And it is that. It's knowing how you feel now. It's very innocent energy with the Page of Cups. It's a return to innocence, almost like that Six of Cups. Made my peace with the past, move forward. And it is a return to innocence.